Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. A breezy Whitefish, Montana, but a sunny and warm. I know, don't look at me, I'm wearing my sweatshirt, but that's because in the house it's cool. So, although I have been pulling up the sleeves, so it is starting to get warmer in the house, I forgot to open the windows today. So we'll see, I'll have to open them up after this. But today, we're back. Thunderstruck Thursday! Woohoo! All right, so I did a poll in my Junebugs Creators, which is my VIP group. If you have not yet joined us over in the Junebugs Creators, then I will put the link in the comments so that you can do that, and then you can join us over there. But I did a poll, and I asked folks after the catalog or the new idea workbook walkthrough, what they would like to see, because there's a whole section in our new book that is all techniques. Well, Thunderstruck Thursday is all about techniques and how-tos. So I asked, hi Missy, how you doing today? I trust you got some sleep last night. So I asked people what did they want to see, and one of the most voted things was the Peekaboo cards. All right, and now the Peekaboo cards can be a lot of different things, not just the one that they show in the catalog. We're going to talk about the one that they show in the catalog, so let's go ahead and switch. And this is the Peekaboo, all right? So you can see the front of the card right here. Let me go ahead and zoom in for you. You can see the front of the card right here. And then when you open it, you can see it's like this. So there's the diagonal, this is cut off. There's the diagonal, and then it opens into kind of a three-part card. So I'm going to show you how this was made, and then I'm going to show you some other Peekaboo type cards, all right? So like I said, there's some variety. It doesn't have to be all one way. So I made a sample one like this. So when you open it, it's like this, and then like this, and then you would do your writing in here. So this is, whoops, wrong one. This is the Peekaboo card. This is the same style of what they did, and we're going to make one here, a little bit different than this instead of the exact same one. So for this one, I used the, what paper is this? The Lily Pond Lane Designer Series paper with the ducks, all right, and it has also the frogs and the lily pads, so I did that. And then I used this flower and these leaves from the Around the Bend die set that carried over. The stamp set did not carry over, but the dies did. And these dies here are from the Wanted to Say die set. So you cut out the skinnier version of the word and then the shadow version as well. And this die here is from the Stylish Shapes, and then I used the exposed brick embossing folder here, and on this one I used the not paisley, what's my other word, eyelet, the eyelet embossing folder here. All right, so I made this really more of a feminine style, and our next one that we make will be a little bit more of the fun masculine. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we have the exposed brick. I went ahead and did that already, and we're going to do it this way. So this is the front of the card, this is the inside and back of the card. So this is your typical 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2. And then we have on this one is 3 1/2 by 9 inches scored at 4 1/2, and it's going to fold this way. And because I chose the paper with the water and the lily pads and the frogs, I went ahead and used the, oh, I did that a little crooked. All right, my bone folder is over on my other counter. I went ahead and used the painted textures because to me it gives it kind of a water wavy sort of look. All right, and then from that same Lily Pond Lane I chose these papers. All right, but we're just going, so this is the other side of the other one. We're going to use this side. I'm actually going to fussy cut this out for the front and use this as the pattern paper. So let's go ahead, and first we have to trim this at an angle. All right, so we need to trim this at an angle. So we're going to take it from this scored corner down to this corner right here. All right, so you want to, gotta use my glasses, folks. It's just that time. I'll be getting my new ones on Monday. So from the corner of the score line here to this corner, I'm going to cut it. And then you can use this for something else. I won't be using it for this card. All right. And then what I need to do is I need to take this paper and I need to cut it at 4 1/4. Like this, 4 1/4, and then I'm going to turn it and cut it at 5 1/2, because this whole front of the card was 4 1/4 by 5 and oh, well, good thing it's not really directional. All right, I cut it the wrong way, but that's okay. So you want it to be the same size as the front, because now you're going to cut it from this corner to this corner so that you have that diagonal. All right. And I've got flowers. I didn't want flowers on the inside, actually. So on this one, when I used the other side of this, it was these lily pads, but I wanted the lily pads on both. I don't really want the peach, so let's see what other paper we can use, because I wanted the lily pads. So I have lily pads here, so now I can do it. All right, let's do this again, because when I put this in here, the only way to put this in here is to flip it over. And I didn't want the flowers this time around, so I'll use that for a different card. So now we're going to cut this again, and this time I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2 first, and then cut it at the 4 1/4. And then I'm going to cut this. Is that going to work this way? No, I still have. All right, so now we have to cut it the other way. So I have this. All right, so now I need to cut it this way. Here we go. I knew there was a trick. So you're going to cut it at the other. So if you have non-directional paper, and like this one where it's okay to have the same, to have the opposite side, then it works out. But if you want the same paper, then you have to cut it in the opposite direction. So we have this one going this way, and then on the inside we'll have this one going this way, and then this I can use along with the other one. All right. So there we go. So we're going to do it like that. Let me see, because the book also has, you have the paper here, and then they had the DSP also on the inside, and it's the exact same. So they would have had to do this same thing. All right, so now we're going to glue it on. And you want to run this around the edge. Not too close to the edge, but you want to get all the way up to that point. All right. And then I like to do a little bit in the center. I had a filling filled today. My face is finally not numb anymore, but it was really weird because it was a tooth towards the front of my mouth, and it made my nose numb. But then every time I touched my nose, I know we can see this and we can trim it off if the same thing happens on this side. Yeah, that's going to need to be trimmed. Did I get it? I got it all the way down. I must have just cut it differently. So every time I touched my nose, even though it was numb, it would make me feel like sneezing. It was really bizarre, and it was numb all the way to my eyeball. Have you ever had that? Comment numb if you've gone to the dentist and you've had your whole face all the way to your eyeball. It's funny when it's the side of your mouth, then it's all the way to your ear. That's numb and feeling weird. Hopefully that's my last cavity. I really, really don't like going to the dentist and hearing the word cavity. It's like, what? Don't we outgrow cavities at some point in time? So he said the Coca-Cola that I drink on occasion, and sometimes a little more than on occasion, is like battery acid. So I have one can left, and then I'm going to stop because I really don't want any more cavities. So I didn't have cavities for a long time when I had quit Coke. So I guess that's my nemesis. And then my reason for giving it up. Yikes, not you? Yeah, I know, right? So.
Did you throw or no?
I did. I'm live. Just FYI.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. The boy is back from school for a while. So, but luckily you can't see him running in and out of the house behind me. So, all right, so we're going to cover both sides with the DSP like that. All right, then we're going to take, and this is the Granny Apple Green, and this is the Balmy Blue. And then we're going to take this and we're going to be setting it in here so that it goes all the way down to here. And essentially this line runs through it. All right, and in actuality, it's pretty much centered on this card, on this front piece. So if we close that, oops, so we got to make sure that it's not too low so that can close. All right, so what I did is I opened this up, I took my glue, I put it on the back, the non-textured side, and they didn't use embossing folders on the front, they only used it on the back. I'm the one that chose to use it on the front. All right, so I want to make sure that I get this on here like this. So I'm going to do that and then fold it this way, straighten it out a little bit. There we go. And there we go. All right, so that's essentially, it's a little bit off, but I don't think anyone's gonna look that closely at it, honestly, because they're just gonna see the cool double flip. Okay, flip, 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 like that. All right, so then on the front, what they did is they had used this. I then came along with a smaller one this time, because I know that this is going to be larger. Whatever I cut off of here is going to be larger. So I wanted a small one. And then I grabbed the thank you from the My Small Business stamp set. I grabbed this thank you right here. I thought that was a fun one. And we're just gonna go with straight up black. So I didn't have to worry about which color would show up the best. All right. We're going to find some scratch paper to stamp that on because that stamp has not yet been used. It's brand new. And so it's always best with photopolymer to kind of practice, especially with the black. All right. All right. I think that is now ready. So I'm going to ink that up. And with this one you can twist, but it shows, the twisting shows on the photopolymer. So just stamping it, I'm gonna try that one more time. Now I want it a little bit darker. All right, there we go. And I'm going to stamp it over here towards the right-hand side, the bottom right, nice and dark. All right, because I know that the lily pad is going to be touching that. So I'm not going to glue that down yet. They put it on dimensionals, which I did too. I put this on dimensionals. So now we're going to cut our little frog out on his lily pad. So we're just going to come around here, and so it's Thursday. It is almost the weekend. What kind of things do you have planned for the weekend? I am seriously considering doing a craft along tomorrow night, or BYOK, bring whatever, you know, bring something to work on and we can just craft together. Just checking to make sure whether or not my husband's going to be home. I know my son is helping with the divisionals track meet tomorrow all day. And that will go into the evening. So I'm thinking not a late night one, but maybe an early evening one. I will send out an email with a Zoom link, and it's just kind of an impromptu thing. All right, and I'm just going to carry on with this water, I think, like that. No, I'm not. I'm going to go around like I did that. Oh, I'm going to carry on with the water. No, I'm not going to carry on with water. All right, because that way this can go kind of around that sentiment piece. All right, see, so now I have, and I don't know if the dies cut any of these out. I'm not sure if that's this kind of the paper. I think just the ducks are cut out, but I still have other things that I could cut out of here and use on my papers. All right, so I'm thinking kind of like that, or maybe like that. I feel like it needs a little bit of color. Let's see. We could bring in the fish. Let's bring in the fish. Kind of have him coming out from under the card sentiment piece. All right. Need a little bit of color is what I'm looking at. We got a lot of green and blue there. I'm thinking a little bit of color without pulling in the flowers. I wanted to kind of steer clear of the flowers other than the little ones with the lily pads, just in case I need to give this to a guy, because sometimes I have guys to thank, right? All right, so it's a lot easier to just make this smaller. And then we'll cut around his fin. Ooh, the sun went just behind a cloud. Looks like there might be a couple of rain clouds coming along. So here we have that flat edge. So I'll just tuck that under here. All right. There we go. That looks a little better. All right, so let's go ahead. Oh, I'm out of dimensionals. I used those yesterday morning for paper pumpkin. And we will do this. All right, so we'll put these on here. Oh yes, the boy is home. All right, so Missy says, hi, Kitar, I'll let him know that you said that. You're in limbo, you have no idea what is going on. True. Be sure to include Beth in the email. Oh, of course, she is part of the emails. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on these guys. Actually, not on the fish. I'm going to put the dimensionals on here. And let's see, I decided we were going to do that. That works perfectly. And I think we're going to glue the fish flat down because he's in the water, so he doesn't need to be bumped up. All right, and it's okay if this goes off of here a little bit because it's not off of the card. All right, ooh, that cut it kind of close. But that's okay. So then we're going to take our little fish. And bring him over here. Kind of stick him up that way. That works. That works. And then I found these fun little dots, which are the rainbow adhesive backed dots. And I thought it'd be fun to put a couple of these on here. All right. So we've got the orange, so I'm thinking the orange. Where's my take the pick tool? Can't do nothing without the take your pick tool, right? The best thing in the world. Whoever designed this, came up with this, was brilliant. So we're going to go ahead and do that there. And this one there. And then we'll do another one of the little ones over there. All right, and that way we have a little bit of color on there. And that is our card, Peekaboo. Peekaboo! Oops, I guess it helps if I have it in the camera. Peekaboo! All right, so let me show you some other, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Let me show you some other styles of Peekaboo cards. So here are those two cards that we just did. Here is one that's a little bit different. There's a little lever here, you have to pull that, but then you open flap here and open here. All right. So you have the little flap that goes here. Now when you make this one, you're going to put this little piece under your white cardstock before you glue it down. You want to have this in between the back cardstock and the inside cardstock. All right, and then this is up on dimensionals. And this you can tell is a previous card because we don't have this little guy anymore. But I just looked through my cards for other Peekaboo cards that I had already. All right, so like that. So that's one. That's another one. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. All right, so there's those two. There's this one. Here's another one. All right, so it's kind of got a window in it, but you have that, and then you open it again, and now you have this. Again, it's a card with a stamp set that just retired, the Sweet Cherries. All right, but you have the three-fold card with a little bit of a Peekaboo type window in it. All right, so you would use any of your dies. You can do any shape. You can use your squares, your circles. If you have ovals, rectangles, whatever, you can just cut out this front piece. And then you have the rest of your scene or your image here. And then you fold this on. So this is the 4 by 5 1/4, but it's doubled and then glued on the inside like that. Okay, so there's another kind of style. And then here's one that's just a little bit different, but it is kind of a Peekaboo because you can pull this out and then you see more. And then of course here's where you can do your writing, just making sure you keep it within this area so that you don't do this. This was one of our card club cards. Not last year, I think it was the year before. I don't even remember. Was this last year? I don't know. But so this just pulls out. You can pull it out all the way or you can just pull it out part of the ways. But it's kind of a Peekaboo because it's hiding something. Just like this one is hiding what's inside. All right. So these are just a few. There's others out there. These are just a few of the types of Peekaboo cards that you can do that are a little bit more, there we go, that are a little bit more interactive. So to me, the Peekaboo cards are just a little bit more interactive in the sense that you have to open more to get to your message. All right, and here you have to open more to get to your message. And here, you open, open, there's your message. All right, and this one is a little different in the sense that you just slide it out. Or you can slide it down, whichever way, okay? So these are just a few of the possibilities for Peekaboo type cards. All right, so that is Thunderstruck Thursday for today. Thank you so much, Missy, for joining me. I trust you get to feeling better soon. And if you are catching this on a replay, make sure you put replay down below and let me know. You love them all. The cherries might be your favorite. This style or the stamp set? This style of Peekaboo or the stamp set? When you say the cherries might be your favorite. Just curious. You know, remember, I think I don't even remember what I made this for, but I need to send it, right? I have a lot of cards. I need to send more of them. The style. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. Ooh, maybe I'll do one of these for Card Club. I'm still playing with the Card Club stamps and paper, trying to come up with different ideas and then pick the ones that we're going to do. I have a little bit of time before my order comes in, and then I can make up my mind. So, all right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Missy, take care. Talk to you soon. And everyone else, tomorrow is Friday. I don't have any plans to go live at this time, but if I do the impromptu craft along, where we can all just get together and craft, then I will post it here on Facebook, and I will send out an email. And also, just so you know, I posted a little bit earlier, Tuesday, May 21st, free shipping. Yes, you heard that right. Free shipping on Tuesday. The other thing I wanted to tell you about that I forgot to yesterday was just a reminder that if you really like the in colors, which this is one of the in colors, it's the Pretty in Pink. If you really like the in colors, right now Stampin' Up! Is offering a mega deal of pay the $99 for the starter kit. You get your $125 of product, any product you want, and you get all of the in color stuff. You get the ink pads, the cardstock, the DSP, and the Stampin' Write markers. All right, and you get that for free. That's another $82 worth of product, and all you pay is $99. That's it. You can do what I do, or you can just do it for yourself and get the products. That's a smoking deal. You also get a free pumpkin and free shipping on all of it any day of the week, any time of the month, just for the month of May. So if this is something that you're thinking, man, I really want those in colors, now's a great time to get them, and you don't even have to pay for them. That's pretty smoking. So if you want the in colors, comment in colors below, and I will get you the information and we will chat. So have a great rest of your Thursday. If I don't see you before next week, have an awesome weekend. Until then, bye-bye.